I definitely think it's important to be targeted to the reporter that you're writing to, because I think, and this has been at any, you know, site that any place where I've worked, where you have some people who you can tell are just blanketing every reporter no matter what. And a lot of those I don't necessarily pay attention to, because I'm thinking, well, I'm the Michigan State beat writer and you're sending me something about some high school in, you know, Grand Rapids where there's no Michigan State connection. So I definitely say research your audience, figure out who you want to send something to and why. I think if you're definitely coming into the business, it's good to be familiar with blogging, with video, podcast, all of the kind of multimedia things, because somehow your job is going to have an online internet presence, and you definitely need in some way to be familiar with that, because no matter what you do, whether it's radio, TV, PR, print, you're going to be online in some way. So I would just say to just be very familiar with multimedia, because there aren't really any boundaries anymore between the different areas of journalism. It's all kind of one big mold, and maybe it'll separate again in the future, but right now, everything is everything, so to speak. Right. I would definitely say don't limit yourself to one form of media. Like if, for example, you know, looking at my industry, if I said that I wanted to be a print reporter, again, back in the 1990s, when I was applying for jobs, I would apply at newspapers. Well, today there's so many other options that maybe I can apply for example, you know, AOL. You think of that just, okay, America Online, but they have a news section. So I would just say kind of don't look at traditional media as your only option. Oh, definitely. And I was going to say good writing, because, again, that's the difference between, you know, you look at the professional blogs that are successful versus just someone ranting and raving. The professional blogs are well written, and you can tell they're written by people who have great writing skills. So obviously being a good writer, being a good journalist is important, because, again, even if you're writing your opinion, have it backed up by facts, research, quotes, interviews, all of those things that we learned, you know, in communication school. So I think all of those skills are definitely important. Well, I definitely would say, like in the past, I know there used to be kind of a, you know, PR was the dark side and journalism was the good side. And I think that's totally, you know, I think that was overblown anyway, but I think that's completely gone out the window now, because a lot of us are kind of all doing the same thing. I mean, there's so many, if you look at, for example, Michigan State's athletic department, you know, yes, they are promoting Michigan State sports, but they're also writing articles and interviewing people, interviewing athletes, and they're a news site as well. I know this is a kind of a changing time, and all of us are nervous, from students who are wondering, well, am I going to get a job, to some of us in the business wondering, well, am I going to keep my job? So I'll say, I mean, I understand the concern. I mean, I think we all are, but I think journalism, public relations, communications are not going away. In fact, there's probably so many opportunities in the future, because we will always need communicators. I think it's just kind of, just be flexible, because we don't know how this industry is going to develop, but be flexible, and the people who are good at what they do they'll find employment.
We have more PR tips on video at youtube.com/MSUPRSSA.
Good.